Tonight discourse is taken, Sitaram, God bless, is taken from book 12 of Devi Bhagavad. Just to give you a little prelude. There's a lot of secrets in tonight's discourse. A lot of information of how a person could help himself. It also gives a reasoning and a rationalization for some of the things that happen in today's world. Why do people become complacent? As I was saying on the first night when we were small, in my generation, people sell ideas by the Jandi. If you listened, I can't remember which night we did it, but when we were talking about the Kanya, if we know the power of worshipping children, why do we treat children so badly? Why do we have a newborn baby being tossed in a garbage heap? There are people that even eat or sacrifice newborn children in different types of tamasic worship. Do these things happen? Yes. But why? If these books are old, if this information is old information, why are we seeing in our Dharma, I'm not talking about anybody else, within our Dharma, why is it that we have, as I was talking to Omkar from Sankhya, we have TV now, we have radio, newspaper carrying all types of religious broadcasts. But instead of our people moving upward, it is as if we are going downward. People pray less, people have less time for prayer, people are not as interested. I won't do the Raatri fast, I'll fast for Diwali. I'll do, I'll come and I'll give the children the gift bags. I won't sit for prayer. What is really causing a person to be complacent with your own self? Based on last night discourse, we talk about karma. But karma puts you in a home where you have the parents that show you to light the diya. But within your own self, you're not motivated to pray. Yes, there's examples of children, boy, get up and light your diya now, you have exams, maybe if you pray, God will help you. Then you have examples of the father, all you go to the temple, I will stay home. All you go now, all you go pray for me too. I'm going to stay home and watch cricket. There's examples of the mother saying, Babs, I want to bring them temple Sunday, but they want to get up. So now it's as if the children are in charge. We talked about that, parents giving good teaching, good example to children. And I am sure if parents had instilled values that regardless to what, we have to get up and do what we have to do, children would do it. They lead by example. Tulsi Mata becomes great, the Tulsi plant. She becomes great because she learned to pray from her mother. She saw the example every day and she says one day, Ma, why do you do what you do? You pray every day only for your marriage. You only pray for daddy. You don't pray for yourself. She says, Daddy's job is to pray for me. My job is to make sure that my other half is protected by prayer. And that type of prayer protected the husband straight till the day it was time for him to go back to God. In our discourse tonight, we're going to go into one form of Devi called Gayatri Mantra. Someone asked me about Gayatri. We hear about this mantra, Gayatri Mantra. We hear people loosely saying it is the most powerful mantra. But where does Gayatri Mantra come from? How come, just to ask you the question, how come her murti is very rare? How many temples, after all, do you see a Gayatri Mantra murti, or a piti for that matter? Why is it of all the forms that Devi has, this form we know very little about? Why is it as if society is slowly changing to negative? Why can't we pray and bring back ourselves? Why is it that karma is negative and it will remain negative? Is there anything I can do to help myself? Tonight, this is my aim. It's a lot, but we'll get to it and we'll get through it to answer all the questions that were written, that were asked. Tonight, we'll deal with them all. Before we go forward, please clasp your hands as we ask Mother, please give me the blessing to listen, to learn, to remember. I'm sure when I'm done reading about this Gayatri, someone will tell me, Pandit, if I didn't know you was going to talk about all those secrets, I should have walked with pen and paper. Do you know how Gayatri Mantra looks? Just to make sure we are on the same page, this goddess has 5 heads. There's a prayer that highlights her form. Please clasp your hands while I say it before we go forward. Mukta vidrohe ma jwala chale mukhi trayani yuktam indo nibadata ratna muktam tatvarmikam Gayatri varda bhayam koshyakasha subram kapalam goyakam shanka chakra atarvinda yugalam yugalam haste vanditam bhaje. Mother, you are 5-faced goddess Gayatri Mata. You have one face that has the color of pearl. One face has a different luster, the color of coral, the color of gold, the color of blue, the color of black. Mother, you have your 3 eyes open at all times. Mother, in your hands, the whip, skull, conch, discus, and flowers, lotus flowers. Ma, you are the most merciful form that exists. Principle of Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Janbi Jai. He knows, he has heard of Gayatri Mata. He has heard that people pray using this Gayatri Mantra. And now in the conversation late in Devi Bhagavad, to the end, the 12th book, he says, may you please tell me now about this Gayatri Mantra. Last night we saw in the play, for those of you that were there, the power. Jai Vishnu. He says, tell me about this Gayatri Mantra and then tell me about Gayatri Devi. Gayatri Mantra is considered to be the 24 syllable mantra. In our text, there are different types of Gayatri. Ram, Gayatri, Vishnu. At the end, don't we say Gayatri at least 3 times anyhow? By repeating Gayatri jap 1 time, please remember what I'm saying. By repetition of Gayatri 1 time, the sin of 24 hours is burnt away. When I'm doing my puja, if I made sin because of how I am thinking, because of how I talk, or because of my actions, maybe I hit somebody, rub somebody. We talked about acquiring the material for your prayers honestly. Don't go and steal flowers and steal leaves and so on for the example of puja. If I made any of these sins, please forgive me. My puja is coming to an end. Principle Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Janbi Jai says, I understand the power of the mantra. I understand all of this. Please tell to me where did this Devi come from? Tell me where her form is first coming from, and then we'll talk about how to use this mantra. Guruji says, please listen. At one point, the devatas became very lazy. They don't want to do worship. More detrimental, they don't want to do havan. They are not guarded anymore by the protection of their mantras. And as a result, they fall prey to the demons, the bad people. The madness that is around them now is going to defeat them. Let's join together as we enter into this course now. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Namastasye Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Sambhaye Tvaya Rajendra Sayo Chitti Pala Buddhiyate Vridya Lakshmi Purva Manuram Ye Daitya Chakra Ye Aati
Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Namastasye Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Tata Parapishta Devatam Swaparakena Varnate Chakshu Parastil Ye Mohatam Ye Samta Tata Paryate. Everybody.
Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Shakti Rupe Nasamstita. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. In this moment of weakness, in this moment where they were vulnerable, somehow negative people just know when to attack you. Sometimes people know when to hurt you. And it shows because they get through. John Vijay, just as they were getting complacent, the deities, the bad people, attack heaven. And believe it, without the protective prayer, without the kavach, without the prayers, the havan, the different things that energize and protect an individual, the devatas like nobody else, like anybody else. You can hear me, but we are tired of this oppression. Please help me. And like this they prayed. And then one day, Devi appears, no hands, no feet, no face, but energy. If you look at Krishna Pitya here, just as this ball, this wheel is around him, expressing or showing the aura. Imagine like that, like a sun, huge ball of light forms, and she speaks to them, "Oh children, I am that unabated, untamable energy, Shakti of this universe. I feel so sorry for you, but it is your own doings that you are now reaping. When things are going good, doesn't it make sense to keep those things going good by praying for added protection and support. What you did was you got lazy, you got complacent, and now you've been tossed out, you've been displaced. Now you come looking for me. Blessed is the person who has the right attitude and has faith, belief in prayer. Mother says, may you come one by one, and I will bless you. All the devatas say, Agni, you are the mouthpiece of the devatas. You distribute what people are offering. You go first and speak on our behalf. Make friends with her. And let her support us rather than the other side. Let's hear what happens. As Agni is walking, human form, and he goes close to the ball of light. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Tatastu ye vikraye agni krodha samvat ye vrataha swaive priyatam ye jamma jagadamba choti ye atav jai bhole baba tab sharanam
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
jai bhole baba tab sharanam
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
jai Samba Sada Shiva tab sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Agni walks up very proud, and the ball speaks to him. Who are you? What is your name? What strength do you have? What role do you play? And he says, Mother, my name is Agni, and I incinerate everything on behalf of the devatas. When our offerings are made in various forms, I accept all. I am the person. Without me, nothing can go from the human to the devata. People use different aspects of worship, sattvic, rajas, tamasic worship, but everything goes through me. I am the great burner of everything. She says, if you are so powerful, there's a blade of grass on the ground, burn it. If you are so strong, I have touched that grass, burn it. Can you burn it? Let's hear what happens. Tvameva ghavoye janani kim agni yakshaye pratyam nana yagana samyoti jnana no yaksh parmaha jai bhole baba tab sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
He tries his best from his eyes. Fire is emanating. His hands, he holds the grass, and it's as if it cannot be burnt. Everything that is organic could be reduced to ashes. Everything that is made, he says, Ma, what type of magic is this? Animate, inanimate, I can burn it all, but I cannot burn this. She says, so powerful is my touch. You are too proud of yourself. You are too full of yourself. Go back. When he comes back, his head is bent. The devatas now elect Vayu. You are the one that allows everything, such as the dispersal of seeds, so that life can spread wherever seeds are, plants will grow. Where plants are, animals will come. Where it is prosperous, you must be there. Without you, a person cannot even breathe. Vayu, may you go. When Vayu goes, in a similar way, very proud, he says, I am Vayu, and my strength, I can move everything. I hold everything. I distribute air, bringing life to every place. Mother in that light says, if you are so powerful, move that leaf. There's a blade of grass right there. If you could move it, I'll be impressed. He tries his very best. Let's hear what happens. Tata sarve sagar gunatam vayu deva samudrate devraj yena yakshayatam Tatvarthayena partitam Jaya Bole Baba Tav Sharanam. Come on everybody, let's sing together. Jaya Bole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Bole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Vayu tried. He went down to the grass. He knelt down and he went to the grass. And he's blowing as if he's pushing a hurricane. But for nothing, that grass would move. That one blade of grass. He bows. He says, Mother, forgive me. Because of my abhiman, because of my position, I got full of myself. Forgive me, I realized my mistake. I cannot come to you in this way, in this mode. Forgive me, Mother. I will go back. When he goes back, he says, Indra, you are the king of us, you are the best of us. Better you go. And when you go, you will know the right conduct. Indra goes. Again, he's accustomed to the big ground. And when he goes, she says, don't even step further. You are full with pride, child. You exhibit an attitude that you shouldn't have. You will not be able to grow. You will not be able to go. If I give you a challenge now, you are going to fail. All of you are going to fail because of what you have become. Go and do jap. Recite the Bij mantras, the powerful prayers that we've been talking about. And see if you could free yourself from yourself. Indra listens, humble now, without food. He goes and he does the jap. One of them, the Gayatri Mantra. And on the 9th day, in the earlier Navrat, in Chaitra, on the last day, as Mother's energy was about to lift off the earth, as she's on her move, Mother wants to rescue the devatas. She wants to save them from themselves. And she takes form as Indra is japping and he's praying ardently, saying this prayer. Mother takes the form of a little girl. Let's hear what happens. Akashena yatratam Madhya Raatri ye aati Kanya kanya ye na Gayatri Maya Bhala koti put yate Jai Bhole Baba tab sharanam Jai Bhole Baba tab sharanam Jai Samba Sada Shiva tab sharanam. She appears and she says, Oh Indra, I am so happy with you. Young girl, small frame, red sari. Her hand has a red circle here. And she's blessing him. And she says, may you rise up with this new humility. Prepare, you are going to get back your throne. He says, Mother, having learned this lesson, please tell me, who are you? and show me your true form. I know because of the period of now Raatri you are in this Kanya form, but show me, Ma, show me who you really are. And he starts to pray to her and he begs her. She says to him, there's a reason why not many people know this form. In this age of Abhiman and self-centered prayer, where you are only praying for yourself, where you only wish to have, but others must not have, where you try to keep God locked up only for you. You will not share the knowledge with another person. Oh Indra, that form is reserved for powerful, prayerful, honest, sattvic people. What do you want to see? Are you ready for such a form? He says, Mother, by virtue of that Gayatri Jap, I have been purified of the impurity in my heart and in my mind. I have been washed clean of my karma. What was holding me back all the time? That Gayatri Mantra freed me from that. And I am ready now to go forward and develop to be better. Please don't rob me of that. Please don't hold me back. Please don't look at me and judge me. That is who I was, Mother. Look inside of me and see the change, see the betterment. People can improve. People can change. Ma, and one of the things that help a person change is this Gayatri Mantra. Mother turns clockwise, and with that, in that quick second, in the blink of an eye, she goes from the little girl into the woman, Adi Shakti with 5 heads. Gayatri Mata with all her hands sitting on this lotus flower, floating as it were in front of Indra. She says, I am Gayatri Mata. I am one of the Matrika. And when a person wants to be purified, when a person wants to be saved from sin caused by their karma, when a person has made mistakes, maybe when they are younger, and they wish to be freed from those mistakes in their old age. Last night we saw a play where the daughter-in-law is cruel to the mother-in-law, and she inherits the pain of karma, where her own children are giving her back now what she gave to that mother-in-law. And she's asking Durga Mata, please forgive me, mother-in-law, wherever your soul there, forgive me. But it's too late. Mother-in-law is gone. What to do? Use Gayatri Mantra and allow it to free you from the sin. She says, when you call upon me, for those of you that have the blessing, to have the understanding, to the interest that I wish to learn about prayer, I want to go forward. Blessed is the person that learns the power of Gayatri and my form. Blessed is the person that will walk around my Murti. Every time you see somebody walking around Tulsi, walking around Gayatri Murti, so many birds of sin, they are burning away. If somebody asks, why you just walk around Lord Shiva? Please remember tonight, every time you circumambulate, for one whole birth of sin, forgive me God. There are many ways we can do this praschit karma. Last night I mentioned that word, I'm saying it again. Praschit karma is karma. Those types of activity, actions that asks for forgiveness, freedom from the karma. I am seeing trouble. The daughter-in-law that was sitting here is going to perform praschit, and she's going to get the forgiveness. Remember, your God is a forgiving God. Krishna is the Lord of Kripa, mercy. We talk a lot about karma, but sometimes we don't understand what it is to forgive. What is mercy? How do you walk away from the mistakes you make? Tonight we'll deal with that. Indra says, Mother, why is it we don't know your form? Mother, the human, they worship the sun, they worship the moon, they worship everybody. But Mother, not many people worship you. She says, son, in Satyug, at an earlier time, in a more purified time, people would sit and only worship me as Gayatri. They would do that type of job and sing my name. But as the ages passed, as the purity it weaned away, the prayer changed. People start to do different type of prayer. They hold to the beliefs of different things. He says, Ma, why is it that this is happening? Why is this going on? Mother, if a person should know your true nature and your true form, this is what we should be worshiping to save each and every person from difficulty and harm. She says there's a history behind this. Listen. देवी परसम ये जाता असवर ये द्विजुतम याते कर्मो शिवोतर पर विप्र नरक नरक ये यति ये स्वर्गलोक जय भोले बाबा तब शरणा जय भोले बाबा तब शरणा जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणा जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम। प्रेम से बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की। Jan Vijay is listening, he's perched on the edge of his seat. He wants to know more and more. If this form is so powerful, why? I don't know this form. I don't know this story. He says to Guruji, he says, I have heard of this form, but I don't know the innards of this worship. Guruji says, after Mara appeared, and she's talking to Indra, she says, oh Indra, when people receive shrap, these are the things that will happen. Indra bent forward, takes the blessings of Mother, and Mother disappeared. So Jan Vijay, he feels as if he's thirsty. He says that answer did not really answer my question. Tell me, Guruji, why is it this Gayatri is as if it were a national, international secret? How come nobody knows about her worship? He says, listen son, at one time, because of karma, the collective karma of human beings, for 15 years at one point, there was no rain upon the earth. The earth started to have earthquake. People were dying, people were suffering, famine was horrible. A lot of people lost their lives. It was so bad that nobody could keep track of how many people were dying in their own home, in their own home, in their village, in their family. Every day they were hearing more and more. Another person died, another person died. People were so hungry, they started to eat horses. People were so hungry, they started to eat pig. People were so hungry, they started to eat the dead bodies of their family. People were so hungry, they started to cook the children they were making from their body. Is this done? Omkar was telling me, other parts of the world, people sacrifice, they slit the throats of newborn babies at a certain month in their growth, so that they will have popularity, they will have gains. Tamasic worship, sacrificing a human life for your betterment, for your development. He says these things were happening. All of the pundits, all the great thinkers all the great people, knowledgeable people, leaders, politicians, seeing the distress upon the earth, they want to go and get guidance. How to deal with this problem, how to weather the storm, as it were. Until one day, God will send rain. What are we going to do in the interim? One of the Munis says, I have heard that there's this Rishi called Gautam Rishi, and he is living normal. In his ashram, there is no drought. Water is flowing. Animals are living. The grass is green. Let us go to him, and he will guide us. He will help us one way or the other. And from every part, east, west, north, and south, they converged at the ashram of Gautam. Gautam Rishi, seeing them coming, dragging, weak, tired, beaten by this famine, he takes them in very lovingly. He greets them with humility, and he says, today I am blessed because you all have come. Very strange words. Please listen to what he says. He says, because you are walking into my place today, O Munis, O Rishis, O elders. Lady child making noise. Because you are walking into my ashram, I am blessed. Have you ever heard that? Panditji, Guruji, if you walk into my home, if you walk in my home, I'll be so blessed. Somebody saw the devotees to answer the question. They saw everybody was washing my foot. We have the practice of when the guru, the pandit, comes to your home, we wash Panditji's foot. But how many people know why? This section says, the person who japs Gayatri Mantra, the dust from that person's foot purifies. So what do we do in our Dharma? We put the tray under the pandit foot and we wash it, touch it to your head to take the dust to your forehead. Please purify me. And then you'll see them take it and sprinkle it in their home. Purify this home by the power of Gayatri Mata. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Gautam is happy to see all these praying people come into his place. My house is going to be so more purified. We're talking about one pandit. Imagine groves were coming. So he says to have these type of guests is a great thing. And I am your servant. Whatever you all need, you just tell me and I'll take care of you. They felt comfortable. They were received with so much love, so much attention, personal attention. And with that humility, they explained to him that we don't get to do worship anymore. There's no water, there's no grass, there's no flowers, there's no grass for the cow to eat. How will we get milk, dahi, ghee? There's nothing that we could use. He says, okay, you all go. I have everything for you. Go and do your worship. Do your sandhya. Chant Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam. And ask, that first part is asking for equilibrium, balance to come back. Bring back the balance within me and outside of me. The meanings of this mantra are very, very long. The explanation is very great. He went over and the meaning, and he says, when you use it, you will see things will get better with us. Karma is playing here. Gautam Rishi was so good at doing Gayatri Jap that his ashram was spared the negativity of that famine and drought. He had everything flowing, and mother would reside in his mandir. In the morning, when it was dawn, she would be a young girl. At the noon time, when it is neither morning, forenoon, or afternoon, that noon hour, she becomes a middle-aged woman, living, breathing woman in the temple, sitting there waiting to bless any and every person. And at the evening hour, the evening sandhya, the dusk time, Mother has transformed now from middle age to old, tired form, old person, old woman. And still she grants blessings. One day, after all the monies had come, Gautam, she says, Mother, in conversation with God, Mother, I want to help all of them. Give me the strength, give me the ability to help them conquer what? Their karma. Give me the ability to change people. She says, let them do my prayer in the Gayatri form, in the format of the 24 syllable mantra, and they will have it. There is no doubt about it. He says, Ma, give me something now that I will be able to help them live whilst they are doing your job. Mother, they have to survive. Short-term plan, something. Long-term plan, they will do Gayatri. No problem. She says, son, I'm going to give you a magic cup. Whatever you want, whisper it on the cup and it will come. Food, prayer material, whatever it is. You pray over this and my power, my potency will make it happen. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's hear what happens. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Everybody, let's sing together.
Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Raatri Yagna Paraye Yatam Patra Ye Phool Ye Aati Bhoga Bhoga Mahaye Tad Par Ye Naye Tam Ye Aati.
Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Muni with his good heart, he says to the cup, please make food, make a mountain of food, make a mountain of fruits. Let there be piles of saris so that all the Muni's wives, all the Pandit wives will be able to cover their body properly. Sometimes people ask the question, how come men don't cover their head in Trinidad? And the truth is, it stems from something Gandhi did. Mahatma Gandhi would wear pugri, great pugri. And one day whilst walking in a crowd, an impoverished girl, poor girl is standing on his side. She wants to see Mahatma, she wants to see this guru, this father figure. But unfortunately, she has very little clothes. The clothes she has can only wrap her waist and cover the lower private. But her upper body is bare, is open for everybody to see. And Gandhi says, what type of criminal am I that I must cover my head? Walk around with this boulder cloth on top of my head. And there are poor people in this world that their body is being shown. He takes it off and he wraps that girl's chest and covers her body. And people, according to Gita, they say, we keep saying it, what great people do, other people will emulate, they will follow. And for many people, they thought that sacrifice, taking off the crown, is the way to go. And for this reason, many people men don't wear the crown in Trinidad or in the Caribbean. This is where that practice started. He says it is time to cover. Imagine the ladies at this time couldn't cover their body properly. With all due respect, understand what is going on. He doesn't think about gems and jewels. He says, let the ladies out of modesty be able to cover their body. Give them saris, give them pots, give them pans, give them the bottles, whatever they need to feed the newborn children, to feed their family. Let these things start to appear. Oh, Jan Vijay, everybody's happy. Everybody started to learn about Gayatri Mantra and her power, potency, because they saw what Gautam Rishi is able to create because of her blessing. A little bowl is making all of these things happen. Gautam still every day would tell them, don't worry, cast away your fear. Mother is here. Gayatri Devi will provide. Gayatri Mata will take care of your problem. This, that and the other is my problem. Don't worry, she will deal with it. And in that very confident way, the Muni would exert all prayer, everything, for the benefit of everybody. Let's hear what happens. Aho aham ye ati kalpa vrikshaye manu ye ratha par pratiteshtam chitta chittaya ye na sadhan yatra jivanate. Everybody, let's sing together. By the grace of Mother, Gautam was not like Indra and those. He wasn't full of himself. He's different. She is happy with him because he does not think, look how powerful I am. Look how big my ashram is growing. Look at how many of those pundits are useless. They are dependent on me. No. He thinks to himself constantly, I am the servant of these people. I must help them. I must give to them, whether man, woman or child, whatever comfort I could render unto them. Let me do it. Mother is using me to help these people. Let me give. Let me sweat in the service of man, and I will find my God. This sinner could help people. Gautam became more and more. The reference here says he became Kalpa Vriksh. He became that tree that could grant every desire. He's as if he is. If I tell you the Tulsi plant, you'll understand that point. In terms of power, blessedness, he became Kalpa Vriksh is that plant that gives you anything you ask for. Your heart desire is granted, and he is granting everybody's desire. Everybody is happy. Sunday worship is being done. The children are getting up and lighting their diyas, praying for continued blessings from Gayatri Ma. Everybody is doing, and this went on for years. For years, waiting for rain. They lived in happiness. The ashram of Gautam started to spread as the families started to grow, whilst death and decay was outside. This ashram was bursting at its seams with children, animals. Everybody is happy. Devi remains there. Everybody that goes to chant her name in the form of the Gayatri Kavach, the Gayatri Stotra, the Gayatri Sahasranam, all these types of prayer chanted for her. And one day, Narad Muni comes to bless and grace them. You are so lucky, oh Gautam, that you get to help those people. Blessed is the person that does not have jealousy. He says, Gautam, be careful. Sometimes when you help people, they bite you. Sometimes when you offer to help somebody and you are giving with your good nature, that same person bites the hand that is feeding them. Careful with karma. It is a ticklish thing. They will come back to bite you if you don't know what you are doing. Every time you help somebody, every time you give advice, every time you are going to help uplift an individual, my advice is chant Gayatri. Pundits do this still today. When pundits receive Siddha, and we talk about, my pundit has to take my sin. I did the puja because I have a problem. I am giving charity to the Baba. Please accept this red bean and rice, whatever you have. And the Baba, who knows the secrets of Gayatri, gets up the next morning and he takes a little bit of that rice and that grain and he's burning it with Gayatri Mantra. Let the sin that you are giving, that you are getting off your back, let it go. Let the karma change, but don't let it walk away with the pundit. This is why, think back, when we have this sanskar, where we are Chuda karma sanskar, where you're cutting the child here, and the hairdresser, the naunya is coming, the now is coming to cut the hair. We make sure and we give them a siddha. Please, for doing me the service, I don't want to owe you. Take the sin of cutting that hair for the first time and you go with it. Nobody wants to do that job. Think back about it now. Who is guiding you when we talked about the Maggie Mudra? When they're showing you how to do the chumain in the wedding ceremony, as you are giving the Pandit the Siddha, you give the now a Siddha. Please take, I am paying you to take the sin for helping me in this ceremony. Take the sin and go. But it is for the person who takes the Siddha to know how to get that sin off. Because if you don't, the person who gives a Siddha to a person that is not chanting Gayatri, you will feel there is no change in my life, there is nothing different. But when the Pandit sits down and he does the job and the Gayatri Mantra is burning what you are giving him, then in a short while you will see a change in your life, you will see betterment. That makes the difference. He says, "O Gautam, blessed is the mother and the father that could bring children that are free from jealousy. But oh friend, you have helped so many people and you have not sat down and done your Gayatri. This Gayatri is what is going to free you from that jealousy, from that envy, and from your downfall." He says, "Cursed is the Pandit. Cursed is the Pandit that goes and collects Siddha from place to place to place, and he does not chant Gayatri. In his next life, he'll become a donkey or a bull." You want to tote load, Pandit? Tote now. Even the Pandit has a responsibility to give dan, to give charity, and to burn karma using Gayatri Mantra, like any and everybody else. This is why when you are praying, trust me, I try to fit in whatever I could do, whatever I could help. When you are doing Kanyakumari Puja, watch me God, you'll see me doing it too. I'm not different. My family is not different. Let's do it together. Let's pray, everybody. Kalasye Mahima Rajatam Gautam Rishi Karma Yendrapati Sar Shalkhaye Homa Ye Gauma Homa Homa Pranasya Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam
Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. So said, so done. Just as Narad Muni gives him the warning, Gautam makes arrangement. He says, tomorrow morning I'll do my Gayatri Havan. Makes preparation to go and sit down and do Havan. Just as how we've been doing in this Yagna. Charging the place, freeing yourself from the sin, from the trouble. He is sitting and he's doing his job. And what happened? The same pundits, the same people that he was helping all the time, The cup he was praying for so that their wives could cover their body, etc. The same people think, you know what? Why does Gautam have to have all the honor? Why does everybody have to worship him and respect him? Why does everybody have to love him? If somebody loves you, is a problem. Sound familiar? Help somebody and you will know what I'm talking about. Gautam does not know the enemies are in his camp. They are brooding around him. This poor thing is doing Hawan. The Munis know that if a dead body comes close to that Hawan, it corrupts the Hawan, it stops the Hawan. Death stops this type of yagya. You know what they do? They bring an old cow on the verge of death and they guide the animal. Go where he's doing Hawan. Go close to him and die. He sees the animal coming and he cries out, Hawan, Hawan! Someone should have held the animal and let it back outside. But no. They wanted to stop. So the cow drops down dead. The Hawan now stops. He is hurt. And he sits right there and he closes his eye and he starts to talk to his mother. He says, I can't pray. I'm unclean. Chutti har. I am contaminated by death. I can't lift my hand to offer, but I can pray in my mind. Mother, why did this happen? And in the depth of his mind, mother says, the people you love are biting you. They are jealous of you. And this is why their plotting has caused this to happen. They did it. Gautam Rishi becomes very angry, very hurt, and decides to put a curse upon them. Not only the pundits, but the ordinary people that were there together with them living in the ashram. Whilst those adverse conditions were outside. He says, because of your play and your act, you will lose the eagerness, the enjoyment to perform any type of yagya or sacrifice. You will become as if it were not concerned with this. You will never master the mantras of Shiva. You will never know the form of Devi Lakshmi. In conversation, instead of talking about God and his or her work, you will talk all types of gossip. You will fall from grace because of your own doings. You will not want to walk to the temple. You will not want to maintain the vrat of fasting for the festival of Devi. You will not want to sing her name. You will become very complacent. When it is time to do the festival, the Utsav of Shiva, you will not want it. When there's the Rudraksh bead, you will not want to wear it. I am ashamed. You will not want to carry it with you. You know how many people don't want to put a Rudraksh mala in their car? Please listen to it and see if any of these notes are hitting home. You will not want to take ashes, the bhasma. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. You will not want to take that. It looks black. I don't want that. You will not want to practice anything in the Ved, in the Smriti, in the Shruti. You will not want to do jap. You will not want to get up and do your Sandhya worship. You will not want to do Havan. I put shrap on you that you will become so complacent that the goodness that you could have in this human form, you will allow it to slip away from you. Old age will come like a serpent around you and tie you up before you expect it to come. Sickness will rob you of your life and you will not be able to do Shrad, to do Pitra worship, Gaudan, any type of dan. any type of vrat, Chandrayan vrat, Niljal vrat, different types of penance to save yourself, you will not do these things. Most important. And this is what Jan Vijay is waiting to hear. When, for those of you that will develop some sensation of worship, you will worship strange things, symbols, lesser forms, different things that will not give you the final happiness that you are looking for. People will sell and give away their daughters, their husbands. They will go after other people's wives or husbands. They will no longer study Dharma. They will not feel ashamed. Women will advertise their naked bodies and feel good and gratified because of it. It is my body, it's my life. I could do what I want. He says people will not study or want to hear of the good sattvic things in our texts, but instead the art of procreation, Kama Sutra or Kama Sutra. This will be the forefront of everybody's mind. People will not bow to their parents' feet or worship parents anymore. The wives will not worship the husband. The husband will not respect the wife. And children will be indignant. They will not care. They will not give what their parents have to say. They will not follow it, because they will lose grip. They will lose hold. In this ashram, you can see Gayatri Mantra, but that Gayatri will move far from you. And without Gayatri, you are powerless against your karma. Please remember that. Without Gayatri, you are powerless against your karma. Go to the depths of hell, all of you. I helped you from the goodness of my heart. Today I put shrap on you. You will not have the blessing, the knowledge of Gayatri Mantra. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Hearing these words, they move off, they leave. As the rain started to fall, they leave Gautam. Gautam remains there praying to Mother. But he says to her, Ma, am I wrong? She says, no. Even if you feed a snake, word for word, even if you feed a snake milk, it will still make venom. Oh son, a snake is a snake until such time as Indra in the first chapter, when she took form, until such time a person is ready to change. You can do what you want. You can try your best, but a stone will never become gold unless that person wants to transform themselves. Then they will have that opportunity. In Gita, he says in chapter 9, when a person resolves to do the right thing, to change, to live right, to better themselves, that person is a saint. Examples: Valmiki, bandit, rapist, everything you could imagine bad. Changes his life truthfully, not to fool people, not to show people. Uses prayer and has the drishti, the vision of God, and is able to write Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. When there are many examples, Mother says when these type of people have died, they will go to the depths of hell, and they will only come upon the earth after the incarnation of Krishna is gone. And when they come, if those people have the blessings in Kali Yuga to do Gayatri, faith will come, happiness will come, joy will come. But without Gayatri, oh son, they will never have the true form of joy in this world or in the next world. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Jan Vijay, this is why many people don't know about Gayatri Mantra, or know her form, or know her story, or know her methods, means of worship. Do you know how to use Gayatri Mantra? Ask yourself, you're the Hindu. We live in a society, nobody is lighting diya anymore. These books are so old, and people still don't know how to hold a lota to a fadar. Go forward. People still have to beg. Please, it have a murti. Please fight your karma and come and touch the murti. In India, when you watch now Raatri celebrations, it's not 200 people like us. Millions flock just to get to touch the chariot, not the murti. The chariot mother is moving on. They just want to touch her, to see the murti while it is being paraded. To see the murti is an expression of your good karma. To get the darshan of seeing the murti is opportunity. Much more to touch or worship like you and me. Not everybody has the opportunity to reach in the temple, but not everybody has the karma to make the next step. Please listen now. Janvi Jai says, how do you use Gayatri? What are you talking about, Guruji? How do you use Gayatri? How could I use a mantra? You're saying it is so powerful, it could help with everything. How to do that? Explain that for me. We are going to go through verse by verse so we can finish on time. Let's sing together whilst we talk about it. He says, please listen. First verse. When you want to shanti karma, when you want to bring peace, when you want to bring change, you use Gayatri Mata. And utilizing that mantra, different articles could help a person come out of their karma, come out of the pain, the suffering, the troubles that they're experiencing. What we are witnessing in society, the fall in society, is because of the shrap by Gautam Rishi. But it is possible to fight it. Please listen and you'll understand as we go along. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Aditi Guyaha Midya Prishtva Tvaya Brahman Shuddha Kalpa Vratave Drishti Pashupatyena Ashat Shanti Gayatri Tam Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. He says, when a person has different type of graha, planetary problem, take the shami leaf. The shami is sitting outside there. It is very close to Durga Mata on the last night. The person who takes shami leaf dipped in water and puts it on their head, they get away from different type of depression, mental problem by the touch of Durga Mata. During this time, that shami tree, sometime everybody will pick off the leaves because it is so integral in Devi worship, more so than neem leaf. But it is for who knows about it. Take shami leaf, dip it in milk, and offer it into Havan. And when you have planetary problems in your birth chart, those problems will go. If Havan is done with wet Undumbara wood, the disease that is caused by the demonic forces, goblins, etc., those things will go. Why is this significant? Many women complained upon it. Something is sleeping with me in the night. I don't mean no disrespect, it is the real thing. I feel as if somebody's touching me in the night. It's not my husband, but something unnatural is happening. Please guide me. Please remember, take Undumbara wood. It is growing. There's a small plant here at the temple, at the Dattatreya temple here in Princess Town, where the Hanuman Murti is growing, and by some people's houses, they have it. You get that wood, you dip it in water, and you offer it in the fire with Gayatri Mantra. And those things, the goblin, what is a goblin? Something that is eating off your energy. It causes marks, discoloration on your body, and these types of things are eating off your energy so that they can subside, they can be happy. If a person does Tarpan, holding right hand filled with water, Om Surya Tarpyami Nama, offering that, then reciting Gayatri, and then offering it, the evil spirit, the trouble, the lost spirit, the troubles that they are causing, when Surya is called with Gayatri, that will have to go. Let's hear what happens as he's explaining. Gayatri Yena Sarva Rajan Vyapti Putra Tata Evati Ksharyapitam Mriga Mriga Yevasta Yetam Vayan Ye Karam Palyati Jai Bole Baba Tav Sharanam. Come on everybody, let's clap and sing. Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Pratayakshi me aye atam Prata Prataye Nam Patrayate Tam ten tam prokyati Proktasya Kaushalayetam Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
When a person, my grandmother, has the ability, somebody asks, why does women, when sitting for prayer, kneel down and slump to the side? Where did that posture come from? Whenever a person goes on their knees and does Gayatri Jap, as simple as that sounds, the person is able to overcome, ward off evils. When a person's life is in danger, sometimes people call Pandit. You know, I was doing business arrangements with somebody, and now they want to kill me. Somebody is after me, the bandits are coming, they kill the husband, now they're killing the wife. They are coming for me. What could I do to save myself? What could I do to prevent death? Go in a river where the water is reaching to your throat and chant Gayatri Mantra, where your body is submerged totally in that sweet water, in that fresh water, and you will be able to protect your life. In the same way, if a person goes, if you ever see people submerge themselves underwater, look at the videos of India where they have the gut, and people are going in Kashi, in different places, and they are holding their nose and they're going under the water. And you see them taking that type of bath in water, and they're holding their breath under the water. They are chanting Gayatri. Blessed is the person who can take this bath and give them success. Whenever a person wants to have success in interviews, whenever a person wants to have success in their job, in their business, a lot of business places are closing. You want to have success, you do this and you do Gayatri. Come up, go down, come up, go down, catch your breath, and keep doing it. And you'll get the success that you want. Jan Vijay, please listen. There are many, many ways that this mantra could help. Let's hear what happens. He says, when a person wants to clean themselves, this one is important. Sahasra Panchagavya ye hutva Sajana Valitena ye atam Shira Vraksha होतीतम साक्षात शौशी संप्रधान जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम when people in their youth. So let's say we're talking to the young girl last night, the daughter-in-law, who hurt the mother-in-law when she's young. But as the hair gets gray, wisdom comes. So you know what? I'm feeling sorry. I want to free myself of this sin. When people are doing Das Mahavidya Puja, 10 forms of Adi Shakti worship, that is done when we are putting in Murti. We have a 9-petal lotus flower on the ground, and there's a 10th petal. These 10 forms are used to shanti different types of problems. Before the person could go and do that puja, Panchagavya is the 5 purifying ingredients of Gau Mata, the cow. Last night we spoke about why we worship cow. What are these 5 ingredients? Tell me. Milk, dahi, ghee, what again? Gobar and cow urine or cow mutra. In our prayer, everything that comes from the cow mixed together, you bathe with that. Sounds strange, eh? All ever see somebody do that? Go in our wedding house. Go this Sunday morning and see them bathe the boy or the girl with milk, with dahi. Why would you do that? If you're ugly, you're ugly. Milk, yeah, wash away that. I am trying to purify myself. Whatever sin, whoever girl I hurt before, God forgive me. Today I want to get married. Don't let nothing interfere with my marriage. I want to get ready to accept a wife. Don't let karma interfere with anything. When Devaki was going to get married, is on that chariot, the brother drags the sword. It is time for you to die. Karma was ready to play. On your wedding day, you cry the most. Bathe the people and rub them and rub that sin, rub that karma off of them. But it must have gobar and cow urine. That completes the rite. You see it when young boys are doing their second birth. What is your second birth? Tying the janu. They bathe them with milk, dahi, these type of gavya, the different things that come from the cow. Take that bath, but take it with Gayatri. And whatever sin you committed in this birth, in your younger days, it's not going to follow you. You'll be purified of it. What is holding you back? What is preventing you from having your desires met? That is going to go. Pratayug sahasra sahasratam putra putriyetam tenati balla yena ye ato tatapar yena Gayatri tam jai bhole baba tab sharanam jai bhole baba tab sharanam jai samba sada shiva tab sharanam there is different type of prayer where people utilize negative, low type of prayer, base type of prayer to gain control over another person. The chandan you see people wearing sometimes is one place you'll see it. That red chandan that you see on some people, I want to captivate you. I want to hold your attention. You must love me. That is what that chandan is there for. There is something called yoni. Yoni is the private of the female. That's the word for it. No disrespect. Please listen very carefully. Mahadev Baba, for one example, Mahadev Baba, his private, no disrespect, the lingam falls. And as it is falling, it is burning everything. And mother, this lady, Parvati Mata, she is so upset with Lord Shiva. Always causing trouble. Now burning the lingam, the male part of Mahadev is falling, and anyway it is touching. The power of this lingam is destroying Mother says, my body is made to hold him. Only I can catch him and stop this destruction. See that white part? Get up when you're finished. You see that white part holding up the black lingam? That is the female that has a cupped out area in the middle, and the lingam sits in the middle of that. Mother took that form and she holds on to him to stop his movement, to hold him from causing further destruction. The yoni is that female. When people do different types of, not that yoni, but when people use different things in these type of prayer, what happens? You can cause a person to become corrupted. When people use prayer to break up a marriage, you hear mothers say, I don't know what's wrong with my son. It is as if he's under a spell. Somebody has done something to captivate my daughter. She wants to only run away. She's jumping through the window to go and meet the boyfriend in the night. Pandit, that is not my child. She's lost it. What could I do? Take Gayatri Mantra. Go in the southeastern corner of your home, and you're going to use your hand with brown sugar or black sugar, unprocessed sugar, and you're offering it like this from this area in your hand. In the science of palmistry, between the baby finger and this first line is indicative of where children come from, how many children you'll have. In that part of the hand you offer it, and you pray Gayatri Mantra. Whatever is happening here, whatever people are giving my child to corrupt him, to entice him so that he's going behind somebody and he's going crazy behind the girl, or she's going crazy behind the boy, break it and let that type of jadoo or magic spell, let it go. Jan Vijay says, oh Guruji, all of these things exist. There's so many different things we can do. Tell me again. Oh Godfather, what else could this Gayatri Mantra do? Let's hear what he says. Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana. If a person becomes possessed by a demonic force, it happens, it is written in our text, that these things can possess a person. For one reason, this is why we burn the body, that no soul, no negative force could come there and get into the body. Should it happen, how do you get rid of that? The water that is charged with Gayatri Mantra, sprinkle that person with that water, and that possession has to stop. Think back when you're doing your puja. Think back when you go to funeral. Isn't the Pandit sprinkling to purify? The dead body in the box too. Please go from here. Whatever is causing you to act in a way as if you are going crazy, you have no control over your body, etc. Maybe you are possessed. Go from here. For the person that is in desire of having a long life, you charge water. Long ago, older people, my grandfather taught me this prayer. You hold water, you blow prayer into that water, and then you give the person it to drink. It is not a secret, it is not some special formula that only Pandits know. Gayatri Mantra. When your child is feeling ill, the energy is low, the person is sickly, when we go to the hospital bed after surgery, maybe the person had hernia surgery, heart surgery, air surgery, eye surgery, God help me to recover and recuperate. The girl just had C-section after. What could I do? The Pandit goes to the hospital, the one that is knowledgeable, and he blows in the water and he gives them that to drink. Take some of it, sprinkle on the individual, and you will see healing and betterment. Let's hear what happens in the next verse. Evam mritya yoga homatam sarva vidhina shanayetam jahu patrayena ammatal ये शतलेना विधियाते जय भोले बाबा तब शरणा जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम
जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम.
Let a person who is fighting skin disease, I have a rash, I have psoriasis, I have this type of disease, hard to go, my scalp has open cracked flesh. Take the type of grass that creeps on the ground, let's say lawn grass. Sometimes we use dove grass for this purpose because of the nature of the plant. Dip it in ghee and offer that into the fire and your skin will heal. When a person has fever, a fever that is not going to break, a fever that is causing mentally the person, the child, the woman to go off, and the fever is not breaking, take mango leaves, dip it in milk, pass it from the person's head to their feet, then say Gayatri as you pass it from head to foot, and take it and burn it in the fire with Gayatri Mantra. If a person has a disease that is causing their body to eat off itself, lupus, like Pandit Rishi, when you have different disease that is eating you, cancer, and it is causing you to lose weight in a rapid manner, take milk, leaves of the shami tree, leaves of the bale tree, hold them together, pass it on the person, and touch it into dahi, milk, ghee, and then offer it in the fire with Gayatri Mantra. Let's hear what he talks about in the next verse. Come on everybody, let's sing together. We're nearly done. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharana Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharana Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana. When a person is epileptic or bipolar, 1 minute very happy, next minute very sad, very aggressive. When epileptic shock hits the person, they mess themselves. They are going through something that nobody could understand. In this hurtful situation, take wood that cannot burn easy. Green heart, purple heart, different types of wood is listed. Dip it in cow milk and then cow urine and offer that into fire. And the person that has very rough epilepsy, that epilepsy will come under control. For the person that has, with no disrespect, the person that has a sperm count problem, take undumbara wood, mix together with ghee and cane juice and offer that into the fire. Dip it with the cane juice, a little bit must be on the wood, and offer it into the fire with Gayatri. And for the sterile man, up to the sterile man, he will become fertile. If a person takes a spoon with cane juice and offers it in the fire, the person that has gonorrhea, syphilis, or sexually transmitted disease, these things can come under control. You'll be able to live with it. Sometimes when people go to doctors, they are so complicated. The doctor doesn't know which disease to start to treat first. Diabetes, heart, cancer, different things are plaguing. What to do when a person has trouble, when a person has untold trouble? Let's hear what you do. Palena Madhuvatayetam Priyaye Jate Shanti Shantitam Shastri Yena Dvayetam Samadhuya Yuga Dvijayate Bole Baba Tav Sharanam Jai Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. When people have trouble, they take sugar, they take wheat, and they go where ants, crawling ants, anthill, ants live, and allow them to feed the ants. Do you do this when you have Shrad? And we take out one share of food, it's for crawling type life. And we put it so that ants and different types of bachak, etc. can have something to eat. By feeding them, the troubles of your life go. Good karma. But say Gayatri Mantra and it will help you. Who does this as well? When people are suffering from Mangal Dosh, or we call them Mangalik, they cannot get married, stay married, or they lose their partner young, the widow, the widower. Why did I have to go through that? My karma is such, it shows in your birth chart. Where the planet Mars is in certain places, it causes these problems. One of the remedy or remedial work is to feed ants. Use Gayatri and you will get more blessing. Do Havan with Shami wood. Feed people food that has ghee floating on top of the food. For the cooks that know of these type of food recipes, etc. When you have trouble in your marriage, by feeding people ghee or ghee stuff, by doing Havan with Shami wood in your marriage, the worst marriage, the most troublesome marriage, it is going to calm down and you're going to see happiness. When the place has too much earthquake, when there's too much of lightning, perform Havan with green, there's something called Vatsal wood and mystery sugar, Gayatri jap, and you will see the place calming down. Let's hear what happens as he continues to speak. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. When you are afraid, when you are filled with fear, and you know the trouble is coming from, I'm just using this direction. My gate is here, so I know trouble will come from my gate. The bandit will jump the gate. The in-laws, the neighbor, he's giving me a lot of trouble. He's throwing things in my yard. Some people wake up in the morning and they tear animals into pieces. If you've never had this problem, God bless you. Some people see eggs broken because of the bad prayer that they do, and they throw it in front of your yard. What to do? Pandit, guide me how to fight that. How do you destroy that negative? Hold a piece of iron in your hand in front of you, facing that direction where that enemy is coming from, where that negativity is coming from, and for 100 times out aloud. Not the not that one. Loud. Recite that Gayatri Mantra and throw that piece of iron. And wherever it lands in that direction, there's no need to fear anymore. Enemy cannot come. Sometimes people do that with the horseshoe and they will put up the metal in that direction. They cannot come. If you go by somebody's home and you see a horseshoe by their front gate, it is a guard, it is a protection. Guarding from the effect of Shani Devta, but also the metal is to repel negativity. Long time people used to do these things. This is why older people used to be able to leave their house unlocked, the front door open, the gate open. Nobody are coming. Don't worry, son. Nobody are coming here. This is one of the reasons. He says if a person is locked up in jail and you want to see that child or that person freed from that imprisonment, mentally do Gayatri jap, and the person will get freedom from that jail. For the person who is in jail, and you want that person to come out, remember, mentally jap the Gayatri, and they will get parole, they will get freedom, they will come out. Let's do one more and close off. Surya bija ye atam chalani homa chatuyate ana ana ye atam ana homa patiyate jai bhole baba tab sharana jai bhole baba tab sharana Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana. When you offer the dan in the fire, a person is going to be blessed with a daughter if you are offering that dan with Gayatri. And you ask, dear Lord, I have sons or I have the desire to have a girl child. This is possible. If a person performs, last time we were talking about how people give the arahu flowers. If a person gives red flowers to Devi using Gayatri Mantra as the mechanism to charge the flower as the gift, gold and riches are yours. If a person does havan with food, somebody told me they don't burn the food. Listen please. If you do havan with food, ana dan, to give food in havan, then the food stuff that you have, it will never done. It will never finish. And for the person that is praying for food, more will come. Your house, your family will never be hungry. None of these things will happen. Let's do the last verse now. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharana. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharana. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana. Pushpa Homa Bhavayetam Sangshay tu vistita pataye lavya madhumasye homam bhashya manidham ye ati jaya bole baba tab sharanam jai bole baba tab sharanam. Everybody. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Prem Sabaloma Pati Mahadeva Ki. When a person does Ojan Vijay Havan, somebody says, I've never seen somebody do Havan with flowers before. Shivratri time, you see people offering lotus flowers, touch it in ghee into the fire. When people are doing Ganesh Brat on the Chout day in different months, they take flowers, rose petal for example, white rose petal dipped in ghee and offer it in the fire to gain different types of vardhan, different types of blessing. Guruji says the person who does havan with flowers, touching it in ghee and saying the Gayatri Mantra, the person who has sinus problems, I'm reading the ones that are very common so that people could, be relevant and help themselves. The person who has nostril problem, the person whose nostril is cleft to one side, so breathing becomes a problem. The person who is snoring, major problem. Sleep apnea problem. You are tired because I don't get enough air into my body, problem. Take flowers, dip it in ghee, say Gayatri Mantra, add swaha, and you will see you naturally will start to breathe better. Coupled together with pranayam, when you are controlling the airs in and out as you do worship, You will see the change. The person who does Havan with Janev thread, strings, touch it in ghee, Gayatri Mantra, off it into the fire. The person who cannot afford clothing will have the clothing. Somebody asked me, do we really give salt in Havan? And yes, the answer is yes. According to Gary Puran, that salt, how you give it, karma again, you get away from the fear of death. A person becomes very brave, brazen. One day we all have to die. They get up and they start to pray like this. Dear God, if today is my last day, take me. I'm waiting for you. I'm ready for you. But if it is not my last day, give me the strength to go. There's some people can't do that. Salt is integral. I said it in a previous night that the salt, the origin of this salt worship, in worship, was because the daughter of Mandir, the daughter of Lord Shiva, was transformed into salt. And it is used for different purposes. For example, when a person has enemies, Pandit, I am doing my best in my job, I'm doing my best in my family, but these people, oh my God, if I could fall down dead today, it'll be good for them. You will hear business owners, my own workers spite me. They are plotting for me. Just as Gautam Rishi was in his ashram doing good for people. You do good in your own family and people jealous you and wish to harm you. What did they say? Your own louse bite you the hardest. They know what you have and they want it. When this is your problem, take rock salt, mix it with honey, sprinkle the honey on top of the salt in like chunks, like how Google sometimes looks. Say Gayatri Mantra and burn it. That salt will melt. You'll see it. And that enemy will have to go. That person will not be able to harm you. Prem Sabolo Bindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. This section ends in about 2 pages. There are many examples as I'm concluding now. I know I went over. But there are many examples of what this Gayatri Mantra could do for you and I. Tonight, this is what the Muni's curse has done to us. This is the first time many people have heard this discourse. I never know why there is jari with certain things. We spoke about the peacock feather and the history behind it from Valmiki Ramayana on the second night. And now you will understand why people jari with mango leaves and different natural things. What are they mumbling when they jari you? Gayatri Mantra is for everybody. If only you would practice it. Learn about it. Learn about your Dharma. Don't fall prey to that trap. When you get the opportunity to break and change. Last time we talked about karma. Last time we talked about how potent it is. And how if you don't experience it, it's waiting on you. So the person who is born and he's bald because you know what, I burned somebody's land or their property or whatsoever, I light it up. So God is showing me in this birth, you are flawed because of that karma. And the person goes now and they ask forgiveness by doing Gayatri. When you see a Pandit is wearing his mala around his neck and he utilizes the mala to do 108, burn away the sin, dear God, not only in this life, but in my past life as well. If only you and I could sit down and do it, then we'd start to see the change. Then we'd start to see some of the troubles that we have disappear. But for some people, to say a prayer is hard. Guruji said, in the age of Kali Yuga, people would throw away the opportunities where God is beckoning, calling you, come, do. If you do, you will get what you want. And sometimes to do the fast, sometimes to light the diya, sometimes to say the prayer is hard. Everything else has value except that prayer. Watch it, it is the trend now. If you want to break that trend in your life, if you want to break the karma, this is the method. This is the tool to do it. Tonight, this is why I read this for you. Stemming from that katha last night, that is bleak. Karma is punishing me. So there's nothing I can do. Tonight you've heard some of the things you could do. Another time, we'll continue this so that you could hear of how you could take control. Your prayer, when done properly, how you could control your situation. Prem se bolo Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai.